In the 10 years that I've spent trophy hunting on and off, I've accumulated exactly 113 platinum trophies. So today, I thought it would be fun to rank every single one of them in a tier list. This is by far the biggest project I've ever worked on here on the channel, but I wanted to do this for you because I love you. But also because I wanted to grow this channel so that YouTube can help me feed Appa, otherwise she gets a little upset at me. So if you want to help me do that, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment about how Appa's a good girl. I'll read every single comment to her after I drop this video. But anyway, let's get into the game plan for this video. I uploaded images of all 113 games I have the platinum trophy for. We're going to put every single one into one of these 6 categories. These categories include boring or forgettable, why did I do this to myself, a skosh, grindy, a jolly time, absolute cinema, and finally, would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again. I know that you probably knew what that stands for, but I thought I would clarify just in case. I'm going to be ranking each game by its overall platinum experience, not just how good the game is itself. With that in mind, bro, let's kick it off with the first game I ever platinumed, Grim Fandango Remastered. I got this platinum like 10 years ago because it was free on PlayStation Plus, and it was definitely a game of all time. I really don't remember that much about it. You play as like a Grim Reaper character in like an underworld type setting, and it's just a pretty clunky point and click style game. I remember playing it because it was free on PlayStation Plus and literally getting so bored and confused by it that I just looked up a guide and just followed it through step by step until I got the platinum for it. I saw that there were a lot of missable trophies in the game, so I was literally just looking at my phone and just putting in the actions on my controller so I knew what to do, and then just grinded the platinum, but I have no idea what happened in the game, which is kind of on me. On the bright side, it's a pretty short platinum. I'm pretty sure this took me like 15 hours maybe, and it really wasn't that tough, especially following a guide. But since I was bored the entire time, we are going to put this in the boring slash forgettable category. Again, I know this is kind of my own fault. Maybe you've played it and you enjoyed it, but I just didn't really love it and followed a guide, so it was very boring for me. Up next, we got Tabletop Racing World Tour. I didn't mention this, but this is also going to be in the order that I platinumed these games in my career for the most part, so you can kind of follow my own platinum journey with me. We're going on this journey together. This game was super fun, though. I don't have that random DLC for it, but this is a pretty simple racing game that's like tabletop style. Obviously, that's the name of the game, but it's got all sorts of different like modes and maps and challenges. I played this because it was free on PlayStation Plus, but I actually remember really enjoying it. I think this game also took me a total of like maybe 15 hours, and like I said, it was a pretty good time. Some of the races were pretty challenging. You have to get like these 3-star ratings on every map, which can be kind of tough, but still, it was pretty satisfying to get it. Since it was pretty short and an enjoyable experience, we're gonna go a jolly good time for this game, man. Good job, PlayStation Plus, for the free game. This is a good second platinum for my career. Now we're getting into the big leagues, though, because we got Fallout 4. I didn't realize until I pulled this up on my account, but I have none of the DLC for this game, so it looks like I only have 66% of the trophies, which is a little tough. This game was super fun, though. Obviously, this was the third game I platinumed, so it was really the first game where you really gotta lock in and take your time to track all the different trophies that are in the game. Especially a game like Fallout 4, this game has a lot of missable trophies because you basically have to complete the story with each faction in the game, which is like a missable thing because once you start with one faction, you can't finish it with the other. So you really got to be careful with like your saves and loading and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed this game. This is the first and only Fallout game that I've played. It did feel a little bit clunky at times and a little bit tricky, so I am going to put this in a skosh grindy. It took me like 50 or 60 hours to get this platinum. It was still good, just a little bit too grindy with some of the stuff that you have to do, so we're going to put it in that one. Let's talk about another 4, though. Let's do Far Cry 4. I don't know what it is about Far Cry games, but they have some of the best villains ever in gaming. I kind of prefer Far Cry 3 to 4, but this is the one that we got the platinum for, so we got to talk about it and put it on the list. I thought this was a really fun platinum, though. I don't think any of them are really that tough. There are some multiplayer trophies, which are kind of annoying, like any other game that you platinum, but this one really, it's just the multiplayer trophies, and then just like any other Far Cry game, you got to like explore the island, do all the missions, you know, hunt all the animals, that kind of stuff, do all the outposts, but really not that tough. I just remember loving the villain in this game, and it's just always fun to have a simple open world game where you can kind of mess around, do whatever you want. I don't think this game took me that long either, so I'm not even going to say it's a little grindy. I think it only took me like 20-30 hours, so we're going to give it a jolly time. Oh man, but what about Until Dawn? I loved this game. This was back on the PS4 back in like 2017, bro. I remember playing this game my freshman year of college. I got some of my buddies on our floor. We got together, huddled on the futon, and just played it. It was so fun. It also launched like a whole industry of these like Telltale meets horror type games, and I absolutely am here for it. It was super fun. It is one of those games like Telltale games where you have to do different outcomes to get all the trophies, which is a little tough and tedious. The good news is that you can chapter select in the game, so you can go back just a little bit if you need to get like a specific outcome or whatever it is. It's not like you have to start the game all from scratch just to get the outcome that you want. So it's not terrible. It is a little bit grindier than I would like. Otherwise, I feel like this is I have a really big soft spot in my heart for this game because I love this like niche genre of games. So I think I'm going to give this a jolly time. I want to put it in cinema, but man, it's a little too grindy. I never love when you have to like repeat a game or play through the game again. Even a Telltale game like this where it's like a little bit different path. Overall, like I know the story once I've played through the game, so it's just not quite the same. So it's going to be a jolly time though, because I would absolutely recommend it. Not as much as I would recommend Skyrim though. Oh my goodness. We're talking PS3 Skyrim, man. This is like 15-year-old, but just kidding. It's more like 17-year-old Bassy probably. This game is so fun though. I didn't clean up the DLCs, which is tough, but it's Skyrim, man. It's an easy game to put like 50 plus hours into. The rarest trophies are for collecting like 10 Daedric artifacts and then getting a bounty in all 9 holds, which really aren't that hard. Doing everything in the game can definitely take a while though, because you gotta do all that stuff with like the Thieves Guild and like the Daedric quests, and like especially if you play on the newer consoles, you have to like upgrade I think like the vampire and werewolf trees, and that takes a long time. But on the PS3 you didn't have to do that to get the platinum, since those are DLC. So it still took me like a good probably 40 or 50 hours to get this platinum, and so I'm not going to give it cinema. I am gonna do I no it's too long. I feel like it's just too long. I'm going to give it a jolly time, and we're going to lock that in. Up next we got Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. I don't even have any footage of this game, so I'm just going to use the trailer of the game, but this game was super fun. A lot of these early games that I platinumed were because they were free on PlayStation Plus, and I was like a poor college student, so I was just trying to play whatever I could that was free. So this is the only Saints Row game that I've ever played, but it was still super fun. It's kind of a little open world, open city type area where you can just do all sorts of violence and mayhem, and there's a pretty fun story as well. I also played this game like 9 years ago, so I'm trying to remember all the stuff that you have to do. I don't remember any of it being that difficult though. Maybe I'm tripping. Again, it's been a long time since I've played this game, but I think it was pretty enjoyable and not really that difficult. I think I got it in less than 20 hours, so we're gonna give it a jolly time. Pretty simple game, pretty easy platinum. Would definitely recommend. I promise we're gonna mix it up. I'm not gonna put all of these in a jolly time. Like this next one, bro. Deadly Tower of Monsters. Not a fan of this game. This was also free on PlayStation Plus whenever I got it like 9 years ago, and I did not enjoy this game. Pretty much identical to Grim Fandango. It's kind of like a weird top-down. It's not really point and click, but it's like that same vibe, and it was just not a fun game. I literally looked up a guide after playing it for like an hour. I was bored, but I saw that it was a pretty quick platinum, so I literally followed a guide and just followed it step by step, and it was just pretty mind-numbing because like I'm not paying attention to the story at all or anything. I'm just looking at my phone to see the steps and then just doing it on my controller. The good news is that I think it took me like 10 hours to platinum it, so it really wasn't like a grind, but it was still very boring. I did not enjoy it. It's going on the bottom tier. Up next, we got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I'm going to confess right now, this is another game that I kind of got bored of after like 30 minutes, so I just looked up a guide. I'm sorry, I don't do that now as much, but this is a pretty simple game. You're walking through this deserted town, trying to figure out where everybody's gone, and you pick up these little like fragments of memories to try and piece together what happened to the city. It is a super short platinum, which is really nice, and I kind of played it for a couple hours to enjoy it on my own, but I just couldn't get into it, man. I don't know. I definitely just played this game because it was free, but I personally just found it pretty boring. It's a quick platinum if you don't have it and you want one. I think it's like 2 hours, but I was bored. I didn't love it. It's going on the bottom. Next up, we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. This game was super fun to platinum because it's like all story when it comes to the trophies. You know, most Call of Duties are like you have to get trophies in multiplayer, in the campaign, and then like zombies or whatever the special mode is. But for this game, it's all in the campaign, which is really cool. The hardest mission, it felt like the most rare trophy is something with like the weapons. But dude, this Mile High Club trophy, it made me crash out. In case you never played this game or you don't know what that is, you basically have to do this mission at the end of the game, and you have to like speed run it on the hardest difficulty. It is so hard. I remember like slamming my fist into my desk in college because I couldn't get this level after playing it for like hours. It definitely had some challenging trophies, and it took me a lot longer than I would have liked, so I'm gonna give it a skosh grindy. It's really not grindy. It's just that one trophy that took me so long to do. It's not like I was grinding. It was more I just suck at the game, and it just took me so long to get it. But we're gonna put it in the grindy category because I want to mix it up a little bit. Next up, we got Dishonored Definitive Edition. I love the Dishonored games. I've only played 1 and 2. I have not played Death of the Outsiders, so if you'd like to see me play that on the channel, make sure you let me know. But this was my 11th platinum on the channel. I did obviously get the platinum, but I don't have all the DLC trophies, so maybe I should go back and do those. But this was super fun. I think my biggest thing I didn't love about this game is that you have to play through it twice because there are 2 different kinds of endings. Maybe not like endings, but you have like low chaos and high chaos depending on how many people you kill and like how stealthily you do the missions. And like I said with Until Dawn, I really don't like having to play through a game multiple multiple times to get trophies because it's just not as fun the second time around, even if like some of the games is like different. I still love Dishonored. It just sucks that you have to play through it twice to get the trophies. So I'm going to give it a skosh grindy, mainly again, because you have to play through the game twice. If you just had to play through it once, it would probably be like absolute cinema. I love the story. I'm not going to spoil it. Really fun gameplay, really cool narrative. Absolutely love it. I just don't like that you got to play through it twice. Now we're cooking though, baby. BioShock Remastered. I've said it before, but the BioShock trilogy is the best storytelling trilogy in gaming, and it's not close. I absolutely love this game. I even did all the DLC stuff, which I think was just like a bunch of different like combat challenges in like the challenge room, but this game is super good. Platinum this game Christmas Day, my freshman year of college, which shows you how cool I was, you know, winter break in college, hanging out with all my friends, partying, all that stuff. Totally not just sitting in my basement gaming. This game still holds up so well 10 years later. I love the storytelling. I love the underwater world of Rapture, like the big daddies, like just so many good memories of the game. Plus just the best plot twist in I think my entire history of gaming, bro. I'm not going to spoil it, but just if you know, you know, bro. Such a cool plot twist. The Platinum trophy is also really easy. The hardest trophy is for like beating the game on Survivor without using a Vita chamber and for finding all the audio diaries. And you can just look up a guide to find the audio diaries, and you can manually save in the game. And so you can just spam save every time you defeat an enemy. So it's not like you really have to worry about checkpoints. I'm going to do it, bro. I wish dude, I would give anything to be able to platinum this game again, mainly just to play through the story and have that plot twist revealed to me again, bro. I would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again, bro. I love BioShock. I will forever glaze this trilogy. I think it's amazing. It's going at the top. But now we got Titanfall 2. This is another game that stands up really well like 10 years later. Most of the trophies, if I remember, are from the campaign. I think you have to like beat the game on the hardest difficulty and then do like a few multiplayer trophies. I really enjoyed this game though. It was a really fascinating story and the gameplay just felt fresh. I was really into Call of Duty at the time and it was just like a fun change of pace for me. College Bassy absolutely sucked at gaming though, so the Gauntlet trophy for getting top 3 in the time trials was absolutely brutal. To get this trophy, you have to complete this obstacle course within like 33 seconds so that you get a top 3 time on the leaderboard. But to do that, you got to use really precise movement. You have to shoot perfectly, throw grenades like precisely. It's just super challenging. This is probably like a top 10 individual trophy of all time for me that I'm the most proud of, bro. I was absolutely shaking in college when I managed to get this trophy. It felt so satisfying, but it took me so long. I feel really similarly about Titanfall 2 as I do Modern Warfare Remastered, so I'm going to put this in a skosh grindy. I really like the game. It's just like that one trophy that's super tough. From a platinum experience just makes it a lot tougher, but it's still a really good game. Unlike this next one, bro, Day of the Tentacle Remastered. If you can tell by this point, I really don't like point and click style games, and that's exactly what this game is, bro. I don't even remember the story of it. It's like some like time travel, weird like cartoony type story game, and you're like pointing and clicking and trying to like combine items, and it's like one of those games that I'm just really not good at. I have no shame in admitting that this is another game that I just followed a guide for, bro. I played it for like an hour and then I was like, this is not fun, so I just looked up a guide on my phone and then just tracked it all in game, and boom we get the trophy. On the bright side, I think it took me like less than 10 hours to platinum, but this was an extremely boring 10 hours, so it's going in the boring category. We're entering a really hot streak of games though, because up next we got Last of Us Remastered. I've said this before, but this is my favorite story game of all time. I love everything about this game. I love the voice acting. I love the world. I love the narrative. It's just so good. This was the PS4 remastered version, which really was tricky because you have like the multiplayer stuff where, yeah, you have to complete the Firefly journey and I think the Hunter journey as well. Those are like the 2 different factions in multiplayer, and grinding that was not fun for me. Otherwise, most of the trophies are pretty straightforward. You just got to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. You have to find all the optional conversations, which can be kind of a grind and like a little bit buggy, but you got to like find the Firefly pendants, do all that stuff. It's a pretty short game though, so I didn't really mind all the grindy stuff that you have to do, like grindy stuff that you have to do, because it's like an 8-hour game if you breeze through it, so really not too bad. The multiplayer trophies definitely hurt it. This is also not my favorite version of the game that I platinum, so I'm going to put in absolute cinema because it's really good, but the multiplayer trophies are going to keep it from that top spot. But spoiler alert, I platinum part 1. That's going to go at the top, so don't get too mad yet. I definitely want to know what you think of this list so far though. If there's anything that you would change, let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this so far. We got more Naughty Dog coming up next though with Uncharted. I platinumed all 4 games of these back to back, and they were absolute bangers. I don't have all the DLC trophies for this one, but I obviously do have the platinum for it. It wasn't too tough. You do have to beat the game on brutal, or crushing rather, not brutal, which is the hardest difficulty, and I remember that being really challenging challenging. Otherwise, it's like any other game. You got to find the collectibles. This game does have speedrun trophies, which I remember being pretty tough. I think those are some of the most rare ones. That's how I have it sorted. I don't think any of them are too terrible though. You do it a couple times, you figure out the path you got to take, and you make it through. Uncharted 2 is really similar. Beat it on crushing, do some speedrun trophies, find all the collectibles. Pretty similar. And same with Uncharted 3. Literally like copy pasted trophy list, speedrun trophies, find all the collectibles, crushing difficulty. Uncharted 4 is a little bit tougher though, because you have to complete the whole game in 6 hours or less, and there's a trophy for completing the game with like a 70% or higher accuracy. Definitely a lot more like individual specific trophies in Uncharted 4 that made it super tough, but this is by far my favorite of the whole franchise. So with that in mind, I think I love these games, so I'm gonna put the first 3 in absolute cinema. And even though the fourth one is a little bit tougher, bro, this is another like top 5, top 10 game for me all time. I would give anything to erase my memory of this game. I'm going to put it at the very top. I remember playing this game distinctly in college. It was amazing. I think it earned its spot at the top. Next up, we got Dishonored 2. I already said it, man, but I'm a big fan of Dishonored. I absolutely love the story of Dishonored 2. It's pretty similar to Dishonored 1. Obviously, it continues the story, but like the playthrough of it is pretty similar. I absolutely love this game. It is a really tough platinum though. I think it requires like 3 playthroughs because you got to do low chaos, high chaos, and I think a version, a little bit of spoilers here, where you don't accept the powers from the outsider, I think. So 3 playthroughs for the game can feel pretty grindy, especially like I said, when you already know how the overall story is going to go. It's just not quite as fun. It's still a great game. It's a little more grindy than Dishonored. So if there was like a level, but like just under this one, I definitely don't regret it, like this gray category, but I think it's a little bit grindy, so I'm going to put it here. Next up, we have Gauntlet Slayer Edition. This is probably the one game that I might regret platinuming the most. I probably put like 60 plus hours into this game getting the platinum for it, and I did not like it at all. You had to get so many different kills on different like enemy types with the different hero. I literally platinumed this like 9 years ago. I don't remember like anything about this game. I'll throw in a little bit of like trailer footage so you get an idea for the game, but dude, it was just a tough game, and it was just not fun. It took me so long to get this platinum. It definitely was not forgettable. It was boring, but this is definitely something I regret a ton. I don't know why I did this, bro. I got to a point where I was like, do I really want to platinum this game? And then I was like, sure. And then I put like 30 more hours into it, dude. It was just not fun. Do not platinum this game if you have not played it. It is not worth it. Just like this next game, Stories: The Path of Destinies. Some of these upcoming games I think I played on PS Plus, and I was just like dead set on getting as many platinums as I could, so I was just grinding, and I was really stupid. This is kind of one of those Telltale-esque games where you kind of play through the story, you make different decisions at different points in the narrative, and it kind of impacts how the game ends. But to get the platinum trophy for this, bro, you literally have to get every single ending in the game. You have to get like all the knowledge. You literally have to do everything in the game, and there are like 50 endings, and each run takes a long time. This game took me so long. 0 out of 10 would recommend this game. Again, do not platinum this if you have not played it. It is not worth it, even if it's free on PlayStation Plus. Do not platinum this game. A little bit of a breath of fresh air with this next one, though. We got Telltale Game of Thrones. I haven't seen the show or read any of the books about Game of Thrones, but I really enjoyed the game. Honestly, it probably made the game better because I didn't know anything about the world going into it. And getting the platinum trophy is just like any other Telltale game. You literally just play through it, complete the episodes. It doesn't matter what decisions you make or how you play through the game. As long as you get to the end, you will get the platinum trophy. As you can see, I platinumed this game like 8 years ago, so I don't remember too much, but I remember being really upset at how it ended. Maybe it was just like my specific path that I got, but I feel like everybody died, and I remember being really confused and being like, bro, that was such a terrible way to end it. I need more. Still a really fun time though. It didn't really take that long for me to finish it. This is just a jolly time. I would recommend this. This is a solid game. Now we're back to the grindy games though, man. We got Star Wall. I just want to like punch 18-year-old Bassie in the chest for playing through this game. This is like the most simple, straightforward like fighting game that there is. You play as these flying narwhals, and your goal is to stab the other narwhal's heart. It's super straightforward, but for some of these trophies, you have to get so many different like points and play a bunch of rounds. It's absolutely a grind. I'm talking like a capital G grind. I remember platinuming this game, I think over like Thanksgiving break or something, and literally sitting on my couch with 2 PlayStation controllers in my hands, moving one to the other, moving the other so that I could like stab the other so that I could get like the maximum kills in like a local game. Literally for like hours and hours, bro. I should have spent that time with my family. I should have gotten a girlfriend. I should have done anything, but here I was moving sticks on my PlayStation controller so that I could get some points on my PlayStation. Absolutely miserable game. Do not recommend it. I wish I could go back in time and just break my controller so that I didn't have time for this game, bro. This game was trash. Next up, we got Worms Battlegrounds. This is another free game on PlayStation Plus that I played a handful of years ago. It's kind of like a turn-based, like, not like tower defense game, but like a battle game where you go back and forth to try and take down the other team's team of worms. There are a bunch of different levels, and it's a pretty fun game, but the platinum grind is a doozy. There's a reason only 0.1% of people have platinum this game, man. You got to complete all the missions in like under 6 minutes. I know my camera's kind of in the way. You got to get a win streak of 5 games in ranked. You have to level up a clan. There's just a lot of stuff that you have to do, and it's really, really hard and really, really grindy. I definitely remember getting to a point where I was not having fun with this game, and then I put like 25 more hours into it. I don't know why I did this to myself. It's gonna go in that tier. I would just not recommend. Next up, we got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about the Crash games already, so we don't have to spend a ton of time on them. I remember playing all 3 of them over winter break when I was in college. They are pretty tough though, man. For the first game, it's pretty simple. You got to get all gold relics or better. It's just like any other Crash game where you got to beat the level. You got to do it flawlessly. You got to get all the diamonds and like the boxes. You got to do all that stuff. Crash 2 is the same way. You got to get all the gold relics or better. They're pretty copy pasted with each other. Crash Bandicoot Warp, same thing, man. You got to get all the relics. You got to do some random one-off things or 99 lives. Just a lot of, again, just like the other games. All 3 of these games are really good, but I was not good at these games. It felt like an absolute grind for me. So all 3 of these games are going to go in the skosh grindy category. I would put it in a really grindy category if I could. Although I guess the why did I do this to myself is kind of our big grindy category. But I like these games. These games don't deserve to be in the same tier as freaking Star Wall, bro. It's going in the grindy tier. Next, we got Tales from the Borderlands. This was another game that kind of opened my eyes to Telltale games after playing through Game of Thrones. I'd also never played Borderlands or anything like that, so I didn't know anything about the world. This was a really fun game for me. Getting the platinum for it is super easy. It's just like any other Telltale game. You go through every episode, every chapter, and then once you finish the game, regardless of what path you went down, you get the platinum trophy. Definitely a good time. It's another Telltale game, so it's going to go right next to our other Telltale game for a jolly time. This is definitely something that you can make a fun weekend out of if you wanted. Next, we got The Division. I remember being really hyped when this game came out. I think a lot of people were rumoring that it was going to be like the Destiny killer at the time. And Destiny was kind of the game that I played through with my friends, so a lot of us were really excited about The Division, and it like kind of delivered. I remember being really, really intrigued by the story and like the contamination and all that stuff. But some of the gameplay also just felt kind of buggy, and it was, I don't know, it was just a little weird at points. Some of the trophies were tough too, because I think you had to do some multiplayer stuff with rogue agents, which I'm never really a big fan of, and you got to find all the echo scenes and basically do everything in the game, which for this game was pretty grindy. I still remember enjoying this game for the most part though. I don't really regret the time I spent on it, but I remember being pretty close to being like, this is too much, but I still enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a skosh grindy. It definitely did not kill Destiny though. Next up, we got BioShock 2. You already know what I'm about to say, man. I love BioShock. This one is probably my least favorite in the trilogy, but I still enjoyed it a lot. It's pretty similar to Platinum, to the first BioShock game, where you got to do all the research. You got to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. This game also has a banger DLC though in Minerva's Den. This was like 8 years ago when I platinumed it, so obviously I don't have the footage. But I remember this super cool DLC that like had this wrap around like memory, like not time travel, but just like the story of it was really fascinating to me. I won't spoil it, but you should definitely check it out if you haven't played it. BioShock 2 is awesome, but like I said, it is my least favorite in the trilogy. I'm going to give it absolute cinema. Still a great game, still would absolutely recommend, but not anywhere as good as the first and the third one in my opinion. We got a couple Telltale games up next. We got Batman Telltale. Love me some Batman, bro. Batman and Spider-Man, 2 favorite superheroes of all time. Absolutely love any games that cover these characters. But Batman Telltale is super fun. It's a pretty straightforward Batman game where you got your own paths to solve. You got little puzzles that you got to try and figure out, or crime scenes, all sorts of stuff like that. It's a really cool game. And you already know how the platinum goes, man. You finish all the chapters, get all the episodes done. No matter how you play through the game, as long as you finish it, you got that platinum. Definitely a fun game to make a weekend out of. We're going to put it in the jolly time category. But what about The Wolf Among Us? I'm saying all this off the cuff, but this might be my favorite Telltale game of all time. This game was super cool in like a fairyland type setting, but it's super dark and like gruesome, and you play as like a werewolf detective. It's super cool. I remember the story being really fascinating too, as you're trying to piece together this crime and mystery, and I don't know, it just felt a lot cooler and a lot more suspenseful than a lot of the other Telltale games that can be pretty straightforward at times. This game does require a little bit more effort when it comes to the platinum. I think you have to just get all the entries on all the different characters, I think, which requires you to get like some different scenes and stuff like that. I don't remember it being hard at all though. And since Telltale games are pretty short, you can usually chapter select. They're really not that long either, so it's not like they're even grindy. I know this might not be logical, but it's my list, bro. I'm putting this in absolute cinema. I love this Telltale game. I'm really excited for the second game if they ever decide to come out with it. It's another Telltale game just like the rest of them, and honestly, it's even a little bit harder to platinum, but I love the story. I love this game. I'm going to put it above the rest of the Telltale games. But now we got BioShock Infinite. This is probably a top 5 game all time for me, especially if we're talking about stories. This game is the absolute peak of BioShock. It takes all the best things about the game and it puts it all in one. The combat is way better than the first two. The story is amazing as always. It even has some really banger DLCs with the Burial at Sea DLC. I absolutely love this game. It was a pretty tough platinum though, just like the first 2 games. You got to beat it on the hardest difficulty called 1999 mode. You got to find all the audio diaries and all that stuff, or voxophones, I think is what they're called in this game. This is a no-brainer for me though, bro. I would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again. Absolutely love BioShock Infinite. Please play it if you have not. It is worth your time. It's worth the platinum. Just like this next game, we got Ratchet and Clank. There are a lot of Ratchet and Clanks out there. This is the PS4 like remaster of like the original game. It was free on PlayStation Plus a handful of years ago and I was able to pick it up. And this game was super fun. I hadn't played a lot of Ratchet and Clank in my life. I've played a little bit here and there, but this is the first game I really played through all the way and got the platinum trophy for. And it is just super satisfying, bro. It's a fun, innocent story. It's a nice, wholesome relationship between Ratchet and Clank. The gameplay is satisfying, collecting the bolts and all that. It obviously looks amazing too because it's remastered on the PS4, and the platinum really wasn't that bad. I'm looking at the trophy list and I don't really remember anything being that tough. It's just a little grindy because there's a lot of stuff they got to do. If you've platinumed a Ratchet and Clank game, you know that they can be pretty grindy with all the stuff that you got to do. This game really got me hooked on the Ratchet and Clank franchise. I'm thinking about making this video where I platinum every single Ratchet and Clank game. So if you want to see that, let me know on the channel. For now though, I love this remastered Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to put it in absolute cinema. I loved every moment platinuming this game. It was super fun. Would definitely recommend it. Up next, we got Life is Strange. This is another game that's like Telltale in nature, where you make different decisions that kind of branches out the story. This game does have a really unique mechanic though, where you can like rewind time, and the story was really cool. This is a super popular game, and for good reason. The platinum for this game was pretty simple. You play through the game, but you do have to take all these optional photos, which are kind of the collectibles in the game, and so it's a little bit more demanding than a Telltale game that you just play through and get the platinum for. Still absolutely loved Life is Strange. I haven't played like any of the other games. You know, I think there are a lot of like spin-offs that came from it, but I love the original. Love it. It's going to be absolute cinema. I'm also going through these games really fast. I would love to do a deep dive in all these videos, but I don't want this video to be 8 hours long, so we're breezing through it. I hope that's all right with you. I'm working really hard on the other side of your screen to get this video out for you, so if you're enjoying it in any capacity, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel and dropping any comment down below. It helps me grow. It helps me feed my dog, and I really appreciate it. Let's keep going though, man. Up next, we got Dead Rising. Oh man, this is one of those games. It's a good game, but a tough platinum. Dead Rising is a really fun, really lighthearted kind of zombie apocalypse type game where you get trapped in this mall and you got to try and survive until help arrives. Playing through it on its own, it's a really fun game. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There's kind of a story attached to it, but the fun part is going around the mall and killing zombies in a bunch of different ways. The platinum would not be that bad. You can kind of see some of the trophies that you got to do. You got to get different photographs and defeat zombies in a bunch of different ways. You basically play through the game, do some stuff. It's not that bad, but the rarest trophy is for surviving for 7 days. I'm pretty sure when you play the game normally, it ends after 3 days in game, but there's like an infinite mode where you just see how long you can survive, and so that's what you gotta do for this one. You gotta last for 7 days. In real time, that is 14 hours for one trophy. This was super boring for me. I remember being in like a glitch spot on my game within like a random rooftop or somewhere where I couldn't get attacked, and then I was literally just like flicking my left stick every 10 minutes so that my PS4 wouldn't turn off, and then I was just like doom scrolling on my phone. Otherwise, a pretty fun game, but like that one, bro, 14 hours for one trophy is absolutely insane. Great game. I should not have tried to get the platinum for it. I don't know why I did this to myself, and that's where it's gonna go. Next up, we got Beyond Two Souls. This game was super fun. It had a really unique story where you play as this girl who has like this different soul like entity inside of her that's like the separate person that she can like kind of control. It was a really cool idea, and I really enjoyed playing it, even if it was a little grindy and a little weird at points. Like, it's definitely not the most polished game out there, but still really enjoyable. It's kind of like a Telltale game where there are a bunch of different endings, and that's kind of what the trophy list is for. Like, you gotta just, you know, do all the endings, see all the stuff as Aiden, the little entity, basically do all possible things in a bunch of different ways in the game. You do need like a second controller or like a partner for some of the trophies, because there's like a duo mode where I think you can play as like 2 different controllers, you know. Still a fun time though, and not a super super long game, but a little bit grindy and weird at points. So we're going to put it in the grindy category. Oh man, we got Horizon Zero Dawn. Love Horizon Zero Dawn, bro. If you've somehow never played this game, it's all about like this post-apocalyptic setting where the machines take over and they turn evil. And you play as this super awesome archer named Aloy to try and take them all down. Loved this game, and it's great from a trophy hunting perspective. It's a pretty long game, but you can play it on pretty much any difficulty you want. It does not matter for trophies, but again, like any open world game, you got to do a lot of stuff in the world, and that can be kind of grindy, but you can do it on easy if you don't want the challenge, and it's really not that hard. I really like the story for this game. I've never played what Forbidden West, is that what the sequel is called? You need to let me know if that's worth playing or maybe making a platinum video on here on the channel. I loved this game though. We're gonna put it in absolute cinema. Very fun time. Would absolutely recommend, and a pretty easy platinum too. Next up, we got Styx. I wish I had something really cool to tell you about this game. I don't know if I remember much about it at all, other than the fact that you play as like this goblin, and it's a very like stealth focused game. I remember it being like fairly enjoyable, but I remember the platinum being super grindy and following a guide and not having fun at the end of the game. You have to unlock all the skills and do all sorts of stuff. I don't even remember. I got this platinum like 7 years ago, and yeah, all I remember from the game is really not enjoying it and following guides towards the end of it. I remember it being a really brutal grind. It was still kind of a cool game, but my biggest feeling when I think about the game is that it was not fun. So I'm gonna put this in the brutal grind category. I don't even think it's that long. You can probably get it in like 30 to 40 hours, which isn't terrible, but I remember not liking this game as I was playing it, so that's where we're gonna put it. Next up, we got Watch Dogs 2. This game was super fun. I never played a Watch Dogs game before this, and it was really cool. You play as like this hacker, and there's a whole story involved as you're kind of in this like open world city. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. There aren't any missable trophies, which is always super nice, but there are a couple online trophies that you have to be mindful of. Most of the trophies are just for kind of doing random stuff, as well as like completing the story, finding all the stuff in the city, you know, just classic open world doing a lot of stuff type activity. I remember really liking this game though. I'm gonna put it in the jolly time category. I don't know if it's like a top game for me, but I nothing really too bad to say about it. I think it was a little buggy at points, but otherwise enjoyable game. I would definitely recommend it as a jolly time. Oh man, but next up we got Knack. I do not have good feelings about Knack. You gotta also remember, I haven't played a lot of these games in years. I just started making videos on the channel, so I don't always remember the most about these games, but I definitely know how they made me feel. And I don't even know what it is, bro. You play as like this monster that I think can like crumble into pieces and then like reshape with all these like shapes and blocks and stuff like that. But looking at the trophy list, like you gotta play it on like time attack and very hard. I don't even, yeah, I wish I had more to say. If you have played this game, you gotta like let me know if I'm just hallucinating or tripping in the comments. But I remember this game being absolutely brutal to platinum. I'm kind of torn between this being forgettable, but I remember it being a big grind, so I'm gonna put it up top here. I remember regretting this platinum when I finished it. I'm not gonna, yeah, definitely not forgettable. We're putting it here. Next up, we got another Telltale game. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. Not that I didn't like this game, but I think it was one of my like lesser favorites when it comes to Telltale games. I'm a really big Telltale game fan, so I still enjoyed playing it. And the platinum trophy is super straightforward, like any other Telltale game. You literally just play through it all the way. Whatever you do, as long as you finish it, you're gonna get that platinum trophy. I think this one was a little disappointing for me just because I love like James Gunn's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and this just didn't feel like it captured the same vibes as those characters that I really like. Kind of just felt like a Temu version of, you know, the characters that I really love. And so still a good time though. I'll give it a jolly time. Still like, again, like just a just fine game. I think of a jolly time as like you could get a good weekend out of playing this game. Still enjoyed it a lot. Still fun. Just know like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You know what I mean? Oh gosh. Next up, we got Fallout Shelter. Boy, this one was tough. I remember downloading this game from the PlayStation Store because I saw that it was free, but this is like your classic like mobile game grind microtransactions type game. You kind of take control of this shelter and like raise like a settlement with people, and you defend it and upgrade it and all sorts of stuff. But it is an absolute grind. I think I put like 50 hours into it and really did not enjoy it. Again, it's like an idle game. There's just not much to do in it, and it is a really brutal grind to platinum. I love Fallout. I guess I lied when I said that Fallout 4 was the only Fallout game I've played, but surely we're not going to count this one. Did not enjoy my time platinuming this game. I just played it because it was free, but it cost me so much time. I regret it. We're putting it in the bottom tier. Coming in next, we got Rhyme. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember much about this game other than it being like a visual novel style game, kind of like Journey, if you've ever played that game. I think you play as like kind of like this this kid and you kind of navigate through this world trying to like do stuff. Looking at the trophy list, I'm remembering a little bit more about this game, and I remember following a guide for like all of it. I think I was just, I don't know what it was about like the visual novel style game, but like I didn't really love Journey. I didn't really like this game either. I think I just played it because it was free on PlayStation Plus. I think it only took me like 8 to 10 hours to platinum it though, so not like a bad game, but pretty forgettable. Again, I don't think I can tell you a single thing about this game besides like looking at the trophy list, and so it was pretty forgettable. Next up, we got Heavy Rain. Love Heavy Rain. Sean! I remember after finishing this game, I went around for like weeks with my wife and like in our apartment. I would just randomly be like, Sean! This is another game that's kind of like that Telltale nature where you make different decisions that impacts how the game plays out. But in this one, you're trying to figure out this crime. You're trying to save your son who gets kidnapped, and you play as a bunch of different characters, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it is fantastic. Getting the platinum is definitely tough though. A lot harder than like Telltale games because you have to see all the endings. There's some like mission specific stuff that you have to do, so it definitely requires a little bit more time and effort. Man, I love this game. I'm really tempted to put my memory. I'm trying to decide. No, dude, the twist. I love a good plot twist, man. It can be like a mid game, but if it is a good plot twist, I am captivated by it. And just the way that I felt, absolutely like my jaw hit the floor when the plot twist came in on this game. I did not expect it at all, dude. It was just amazing. I would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again. Love Heavy Rain. It's going at the top. But what about the original Tomb Raider? This is the first Tomb Raider game that I've ever played. It was remastered for the PS4. I think I got it because it was on sale for like $2 or $3. This game is super fun though. You play as Lara Croft and you're kind of like Nathan Drake, where you're like hunting down treasure and going to islands and fighting bad guys and that kind of stuff. I remember really liking the story, but the platinum for this game was absolutely brutal because there are multiplayer trophies, and there was like nobody online when I tried to get these trophies. I think you had to go to like some website where you found people to like boost with, because yeah, there's this trophy for like reaching level 60, which is an absolute grind. So I remember just like sitting in lobbies where someone would kill me a bunch of times, and then the next game I would kill them a bunch of times so we could level up. I'm pretty sure that trophy alone took me like 10 hours, bro. It was rough. The multiplayer trophies were really brutal for this game, so I am gonna put it in the really grindy category. I do not like multiplayer trophies, especially ones that I have to like boost with other people to do. I love this game. I haven't played the second or the third one, so if they're good, you gotta let me know in the comments. But if they have multiplayer trophies, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. Up next, we got Downwell. I put this game in my list of like hardest platinum trophies, or like the platinum trophies I'm the most proud of. Dude, this game is rough. It's super simple. You're basically falling down this well, and you have to try and navigate your way around these enemies and shoot them and do all sorts of different stuff to try and survive. It's not a long game by any means. I think if you beat the game, it takes maybe like a half hour. Man, but some of these trophies are tough. You have to beat the boss, which is basically the game. You have to beat it on hard mode. Obviously, you got to just beat the whole game on a hard mode, and you have to like complete an area without landing, which means that you're falling through like perfectly as you're going down the well. This one might be a hot take because this was really hard, but I remember feeling really proud of myself because it didn't take me that long. I'm actually going to give this a jolly time because this is one that I would say is like an enjoyable game because of like how hard it was. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like beating a Dark Souls game, it's like satisfyingly hard where you grind your way through it and then you beat it and you're like, oh, let's go, I'm so good. That's kind of how this game felt. I think it took me like 15 hours to platinum it, and I felt so proud of myself after beating it, so I'm putting it in this category. Next up, we got Spy Chameleon. I think this game was free for PlayStation Plus, but I don't really remember anything about it other than the fact that I'm pretty sure you like play as a, I'm guessing you play as a chameleon, and I think you're trying to like make your way through these levels while like blending in and not getting caught. I literally couldn't tell you anything about this game. I'm looking at the trophies and it looks like you got to play on hard and like beat all levels in less than 18 minutes, do stuff like that. Dude, I literally couldn't tell you a single thing about this game. I don't have any super bad feelings about it, so I'm gonna put it in the forgettable. I don't know if it was hard or what, but I don't think I spent too much time on it. I don't even know why I played this game. Maybe it was free. I don't know. It was pretty forgettable. We're gonna put it at the bottom. Up next, we got Burly Men at Sea. This game was kind of cool. I remember being kind of like an indie game where you play as like these burly men at sea. I'm trying to remember much about the game. I'm pretty sure you make a lot of different decisions, and it's kind of like a Telltale game, but just in the sense that you make different decisions that impacts how the game goes. It definitely has a super unique art style and like gameplay though. It's definitely not made by Telltale. I do remember following a guide for this though, because you have to do everything in the game. Like you have to do every single path in the game, which was an absolute grind. Overall though, I think it took me like 6 hours to get this platinum, especially following a guide, so it's not like super brutal. It was pretty short, so I'm gonna put it in a skosh grindy. It was grindy enough that I remember not enjoying it a ton, But the first time I played through it was kind of enjoyable, so we're going to put it here. Next up, we got Rocket League. Honestly, pretty forgettable platinum. I love Rocket League, man. This is the game that started my career when it comes to content. This game absolutely captured my heart when I started playing it in high school, and now I've put like 11,000 hours into it, man. It's super fun to be able to live stream it and make videos about it to help people get better, and it's just a fun game. The platinum for it is also super easy. You basically just got to do a few things in multiplayer, but the rest of it you can do in like private matches on your own. It's super easy. I think the hardest trophy when it comes to rarities for winning the season championship, where you can literally beat bots. If you put like 5 hours into the game, you can beat any bot, bro. It's really not that tough. I love this game. From a platinum standpoint, though, there's really not that much to it, and it's a multiplayer game, so I'm just going to give it a pretty simple, jolly time. Definitely not bad, but it's also not like a top-tier game when it comes to a platinum trophy, because it's like a multiplayer game, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like The Last of Us. Up next, we got Claire. I could not tell you a single thing about this game other than I think it's like a horror suspense type game. I think it's like some kind of like 2D style game that's kind of like a horror element where it's like dreams and like glitchy. I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure I platinumed it because it was free on PlayStation Plus, and that was why I played it. But I remember following a guide because I was just not really loving the game. It was like 2D and just not really my style. So I remember following, I think, like a YouTube video that just walks you through how to beat it on nightmare difficulty. And so I literally would just watch like 30 seconds of the video on my phone and then follow it in game until I beat it. So really not that hard, and I don't even think it took me that long. But again, I couldn't tell you a single thing about the game. Super forgettable, and we're gonna put it in that category. Next up, we got God of War 3 Remastered. I remember playing this game because I was really excited for God of War 2018 because it was about to come out, and I had never played a God of War game before. So I remember looking up a video about what God of War 1 and 2 was about, and then I wanted to play 3 on my own so that I could go into 2018. And it was super fun, man. You're playing as Kratos, you got the Blades of Chaos, you're killing gods. There's really not much to dislike about the game. Getting the platinum trophy isn't that bad. I'm looking at some of the hardest ones, and you got to beat the labyrinth without dying, get a 1,000-hit combo, neither of which was that bad if you just know kind of where to go for that trophy. You can also beat it on any difficulty, so it's not like you even have to worry about it really being that hard. Definitely enjoyed this game. I would give it a jolly time. I don't think it was that grindy. I think I got it in under 20 hours, so definitely not grindy. Also not like super good though, especially compared to like God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Still a good time though. We're gonna put it in the jolly time. Oh gosh, we got Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I can tell you anything about this game. Platinumed it like 7 years ago, and looking at these trophies, bro, this is not helping jog my memory at all. I'll throw up some footage from like the trailer of the game so you can see what the gameplay is, but I think this is just free on PlayStation Plus, and I just looked up a trophy guide and kind of made my way through the game. Not really gonna waste your time with this one. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it, which means that I forgot it, so we're going to make it forgettable. Just like this next game, bro. What is Forma 8? Part of me wonders if I should have done research for like this video and like looked up the game so that I could be like, this game is about this and that, but like, dude, I couldn't tell you anything about this game. Let's take a look at the trophy list for it. Maybe that'll jog my memory. You gotta defeat the evil Forma. I don't know. I think this is some kind of like 2D game where there's like balls and dots and stuff like that. I don't know. Enjoy a couple seconds of B-roll as I put up the trailer of this game, but yeah, I don't remember this being hard at all. Literally nothing is standing out to me from this game. You already know we're putting it in the forgettable category. I'm liking the spread right now. I feel like we're pretty evenly spread on this list. Oh, next up we got The Witcher 3. I love The Witcher 3. This is definitely a top 3 game all time for me in every sense of the game, bro. The story, the characters, the world, absolutely perfect. Oh, I forgot about Gwent, bro. I love Gwent. This was my introduction to the world of The Witcher. I had never played the first 2 or read any of the books or anything like that, but I got so immersed in this world, bro. You're playing as Geralt, trying to track down like the king's daughter, Ciri, trying to like rescue her, but you're also like training her as like a witcher. It's so good. The world is also just so rich. I love open world games that aren't just like super big for the sake of being big, but they're also big with like depth. It's not like they're a mile wide and like an inch deep, you know, like there's so much richness to the world. The cities feel so real with the characters. I love the romances and the storylines, and I love Gwent. I will say you absolutely have to work for the platinum though. I remember this one really well, and you have to beat the game on Death March, which is the hardest difficulty. You don't regenerate your health naturally, so you have to have like food on hand to keep replenishing your health. I remember it also having a lot of missable trophies too, where you have to like complete contracts a certain way. You have to get every Gwent card, which is really hard because some cards you can only get at like specific points in the game. So if you go too far, you can miss that. And I think the story for The Witcher takes at least probably like 20 hours to get through. So if you miss that point and you don't have a save, it's going to take you a lot of time to get back through it. If you would like to see it on the channel, one of these days I might make a PS5 platinum through of this game because this is on the PS4, but I would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again, bro. It's so good. I absolutely love everything about this game. I can't wait for The Witcher 4 with Ciri, bro. This is going at the top and it's not even close. Next up, we got Onrush. I'm pretty sure this is another free game on PlayStation Plus. It's kind of like a racing style game that's also kind of like snowy themed, if I remember correctly. It is mostly an online game and you kind of got to climb through the ranks to get all the trophies and do a whole bunch of stuff. I even looked up a trophy guide for this right now to see what it was like, and the trophies are actually unattainable now because I think the servers went offline a couple years ago. So I'm sorry that you won't be able to get this platinum for it. It was pretty fun though. I enjoyed it. Not terribly hard. We'll give it a skosh grindy because I remember being a little grindy, but still a fun, innocent game. Nothing worth writing home about, but still a good time. But now we got Batman Arkham Asylum. Love the Batman Arkham games, and this was my introduction to the world, and it was such a good one. Like I said, I love Batman and Spider-Man, so I'm so down for any content that I can get with those superheroes. And Arkham Asylum is super fun, man. You get the platinum for basically 100% completing the game. I don't even think you have to worry about difficulty. You just have to get like all the medals for like the different challenges you can do in the game, which I remember being like kind of hard. It's a pretty small region. It's not really open world. You're kind of just in this like open area, I guess. So it really wasn't that grindy, especially with like Riddler trophies and stuff like that. So I'm going to give it a jolly time. Really, really fun game. And I loved the introduction it gave me to the world of Arkham. Just like the next game, bro, we got Arkham City. This game was a big step up from the first game in terms of like size of what you can do. This game is absolutely massive, but it's more Batman, so it's hard to complain about it, bro. There's a lot to do. It's a fun story, and I just loved this city, bro. But man, the Riddler trophies were tough. I didn't quite get all the DLC trophies for this. I don't even know if I have all of those, to be honest, but the hardest trophies are for doing all the challenges. And I don't know, for me, maybe I'm thinking of Arkham Knight, but I'm just thinking about all the Riddler trophies and how insane of a grind they were. They were just brutal. Still really, really enjoyed the game though. I'm going to give it a jolly time. I'm kind of torn between these two, but I don't know. Maybe there aren't even that many Riddler trophies, but I still remember it being a little bit of a grind, but still a lot of fun. So I'm going to put it here. Next up, we got Murdered Soul Suspect. I think this game was either free for PlayStation Plus or it was like on sale for $2. So I kind of picked it up and it was actually really fun. If I remember right, I think you play as like this murder detective and you become like this ghost and you try to look at the evidence and try to figure out who killed you or some kind of crime that's going on. It was super interesting gameplay and I really, really enjoyed it. It just felt like a really, unique, original kind of spin on a game. It was a lot of fun. I remember this platinum only taking me a couple hours. I think you just got to find all the artifacts and like finish the story. Basically just do everything in the game, but it's pretty linear. So there's really not that much that you can miss. Really, really fun game. We're going to put it in a jolly time and we're opening up a second row here, bro. This is a good game. Oh boy, Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness. I don't know anything about this game. If I remember right, this is one of those games that's like exclusively dialogue and you can kind of like speed through it. And I will shamelessly tell you that I looked up a guide and just looked up what decisions I had to make and just stared at my phone and just punched the buttons into my controller so that I could get the platinum for it. I don't know if it was free on PlayStation Plus or what. I just wanted the easy platinum, but I did not enjoy this game at all. Looking at the trophy list is not helpful at all. Again, I'm pretty sure I just stared at my phone and looked at a platinum guide and then just did everything for it. Super forgettable. We're going to put it in the forgettable tier. I would not recommend this game. It was super mind-numbing and dumb. Next up, we got Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Big Sly Cooper fan. Probably my favorite franchise ever as a kid, bro. I remember playing those games on my PlayStation 2. Absolute cinema. These are super wholesome, innocent games where you play as a raccoon named Sly Cooper who comes from a long line of thieves. He's kind of like a good guy thief, though, like Robin Hood, and he partners alongside a turtle named Bentley and a big hippo named Murray. It's just such a cool story. Super wholesome, not like insane storytelling. Just again, something you play as a kid. Super, super fun. The first game is by far the smallest of the I guess the four that there are. It's pretty easy to platinum. You basically just gotta do everything in all the worlds, but it's pretty linear in the first game, and so doing everything is pretty straightforward and pretty quick. I love Sly Cooper. I'm a little bit biased. I want to put it up higher, but it's probably my least favorite. It's one of my least favorite. I'm gonna put it in a jolly time. Super fun, super quick, but it's a little old and you can kind of feel feel that at different points. Up next, we got Mad Max. This is a really fun game. I remember playing it because it was free on PlayStation Plus and I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen the movie or anything like that, so I don't know if this is like based off that, but it's really fun. Kind of like this wasteland, not like monster trucks, but like you kind of get the idea. I do remember the platinum for this being really difficult because I had like some bugs trying to like find all the checkpoints or whatever in this game. I don't know. I just remember the platinum being really frustratingly difficult. It was still a really fun game though. I remember enjoying it, but again, I platinumed this like 7 years ago, so I don't remember that much about it other than it being like a pretty good time. I don't want to give it too bad a rap, but I remember being pretty grindy, so I'm going to put it here just because I remember a couple trophies being kind of buggy for me. Still a good time. Just a little bit too grindy. We got some bangers up next though, bro. God of War 2018. What a banger game, dude. I got plenty of footage from this game that I can show you, man. This game is an absolute masterpiece. You're playing as Kratos as he kind of leaves his Greek past behind and enters the Norse world with Atreus, his son, and what it looks like to raise him but not have him repeat his father's past. Just throwing the Leviathan axe, bro. The combat, the story, the music, bro. It's so good. The platinum is pretty tough just because there's a decent amount of stuff to do, and you got to do the Valkyrie fights. The good news is that you can play it on any difficulty you want. You don't have to do it on like Give Me God of War if you don't want to. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I don't think I played on a super hard difficulty, which made it pretty easy, but there's still a decent amount of grinding for like the ravens that you got to find all over the 9 realms and stuff like that. I love this game though, bro. This has to be an S tier game. Would absolutely donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again, bro. So good. I can't wait for the next God of War game that they make. I just absolutely love this. Just like this next game, bro, Detroit Become Human. Super big fan of this game. It's another Telltale-like game where you play as these 3 different androids in like this futuristic type world with androids. But there's all sorts of stuff about like autonomy and what it looks like to live in this age. And there's just such a cool story that plays out with each character individually. I don't know if they've remade this game on like the PS5 or something so that I could play through it again, but I really don't remember that much about this game to the point that I feel like I could play it again and it would be somewhat a blind playthrough. I remember the platinum being kind of tough just because you have to do a lot of specific stuff where you have to get a lot of different endings in order to do everything for the trophies. This game is still absolutely amazing. I loved the visuals. I love the story of it. It was super cool. I'm going to give it an absolute cinema ranking though. Super cool. Next up, we got Sly 2 and Sly 3. I'm putting these together because they have really similar platinum structures. They're pretty copy pasted, but they're a little bit different from the first game. Mainly because these games are a little more open world. It's still the same idea as the first game where you have like 5 or 6 different like worlds that you go to. But at the end of the day, you just got to buy all the gadgets. You got to find all the different bottles in the worlds. You got to kill all the bosses and all that stuff. It's super, super fun. And again, this was like my childhood. I love both of these games. I'm super biased with this, but this is literally my childhood. I love 2 and 3. They're both amazing. Absolute cinema. I absolutely love these games as a kid, and I'm putting them towards the top. Oh boy, 2064 read-only memories. I don't know if this game was free on PlayStation Plus or what, but I'm ashamed to say I couldn't tell you anything about it. I'll throw up some footage for you to enjoy, but dude, hopefully it was free on PlayStation Plus. I have the platinum for it. I couldn't tell you anything about it. Looking at the trophy list is just not helping. I can only assume that I followed some kind of guide for it because I wanted the platinum. I don't remember anything. Not gonna waste your time with this one. I would not recommend it. Very forgettable, as I forgot all about it. We're putting it there. Same thing with this next one though, Conan Exiles. I'm pretty sure this game was free on PlayStation Plus, and I remember looking up a guide and it was like a really hard grindy platinum, or you could choose to go into like the admin mode and like mod the game so you could do everything that you have to do in like 2 hours. And yeah, that was definitely what I did for this game. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do. I don't really remember that much about it because again, I'm pretty sure I played it for like 10 minutes and I was like, this game is kind of boring. So I just looked up a guide, went into like the mod menu, and then just did all this stuff so that I could get the platinum. It was pretty quick, but it was super forgettable. Again, I know this is kind of my own fault because I really didn't give the game a fair shot, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was pretty boring for me. I'm going to put it at the bottom. Next up, we got Rayman Legends. If you've played this game, you know how brutal the one trophy can be, bro. For the most part, this is a super fun platformer, kind of like you think like your Mario game or your Little Big Planet, where you're just navigating your way through these levels, and it's pretty fun. But there is a multiplayer aspect to it that takes so much time. If you want the platinum trophy, you have to reach the final level of awesomeness, which can only be done in multiplayer. It's like the highest rank. To do that, you have to play in the multiplayer races that there are like 2 of every single day, and that's all you can do. And you have to do well enough on them to beat out other people that are doing it so you can get enough points to level up and reach the highest level of awesomeness. PSN Profile says that this takes like 90 days doing the daily challenges, which is absolutely nuts. 3 3 months for a trophy is insane. I remember finishing the game and having like that one trophy left, and I was like, bro, I can't like not platinum a game with only one trophy remaining. But dude, I regret it so much. It's going at the bottom. I wasted so much time platinuming this game, and oh man, I hate it. Up next, we got Destiny 2. I was a big Destiny fan in college and high school. I had a lot of friends that I played it with, and I feel like Destiny's a game that you gotta have people to play it with, otherwise it can be kind of boring and like a grind, or like a less fun grind, I guess. This game was really fun though. I remember getting a lot of this with my friends. You gotta do like the Nightfall Strike on hard. You have to do like the Leviathan raid. I think a lot of the trophies were pretty straightforward, and there honestly aren't really that many trophies. It's just for doing a lot of the different quests, doing a lot of the simple stuff. None of it was too grindy except for the raid. Since the raid can be kind of tough, I'll put this into Skosh grindy. Otherwise, pretty fun game though. Again, only like 13 or 14 trophies in it. Pretty straightforward, not too tough. I actually really enjoyed this game. Next up, we got Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. If I remember right, I think this Sly Cooper game was made by a different company than Sucker Punch, which I'm pretty sure made the first 3. And you can kind of feel that in this game. It's just kind of different like play to it, just a different feel. It's got like a different I don't know how to explain it. It's just not the same as the first 3. I didn't love it quite as much, but the good news is that the platinum trophy is pretty straightforward. It's just like the other ones, except you have like items that you have to grab in the maps instead of just the bottles and all sorts of stuff like that. There's some individual stuff that you got to do, but nothing that's really too challenging. At the end of the day, it's still a Sly Cooper game, and I really like them. I just don't like it as much as like 2 or 3, so I'm gonna put it down here in a jolly time, kind of by the first game. Just not quite as good as 2 or 3. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. We're starting to get to the home stretch of the video, so please, I'm begging you, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so YouTube can help me feed my dog. I'm spending hours editing this video right now on the other side of your screen because I want to get these videos out for you and I want you to enjoy them. So if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. I'd love to make these videos as entertaining as possible for you. Anyway, up next, we got Batman Arkham Knight. Probably my favorite game in the whole trilogy. This game in Arkham City, I kind of go back and forth on, but this game is super fun. I feel like people hate on like the tank aspect of this game, but I personally really liked it in the Batmobile. I thought it was super fun, and I just really like the story. I don't have like any of the DLC for this game, so you'll have to let me know if it's worth doing in the comments, because I don't remember that much about it. But I do remember some of these trophies being pretty brutal, but also the absolute grind of the Riddler trophies. Maybe it's not in this game, but I swear, like when I think of the Batman Arkham games, all I think about is how ridiculously grindy the Riddler trophies were. I keep having to move my camera because I'm running out of space here, but I like this game a lot. Even if it was a little bit grindy, I think it deserves more than a Skosh grinding, because it's a really good game. I'm gonna give it a jolly time because for the platinum, again, for like the platinum experience, it's pretty grindy, but still phenomenal game. Love the plot twist in it. I'm not like super familiar with like the Batman like comics and stories, so like the twist in it really caught me off guard, even though like true Batman fans probably weren't that thrown by it. Great game. Would definitely recommend. A jolly time. Oh man, next up we got Bloodborne. Woo! Now we're getting into Dark Souls type games. This is my first ever Souls-like that I platinumed, and it was a doozy of a game, bro. I haven't played a lot of the other Dark Souls games, so I can't really say this, but I've seen a lot of people say that this is the hardest platinum out of all the Souls-likes, and I definitely understand why. Some of the boss fights in this game are super tough, especially if you do the DLC, and you already know I did, bro. Some of these DLC fights are so tough, dude. The Orphan of Kos, oh my goodness, bro. And the main game is also super hard to platinum. You got the Chalice Dungeon boss. You also have to get all of the weapons and get every single ending. There are 3 different endings in the game, so you either have to like back up your save and kind of like replay the ending, or you got to play through the game 3 full times. And with some of these boss fights, that is not an easy task. This is still an iconic game for me. Part of me wants to put it in like the grindy category just because it was super hard, but this is a great game, and I'm kind of doing this like worst to best with the tier list. I'm gonna put it in absolute cinema. Super fun game, outstanding world. The atmosphere is just perfect in this game, and I would definitely make it absolute cinema. Also apologize, I've been recording for like 2 hours now and my voice is just getting super congested. I apologize. Let's keep going though with Goat Simulator. This game was super weird, bro. I played this because it was free on PlayStation Plus, and it was a super easy platinum, except for the Flappy Goat trophy, bro. There's a version in the game of like Flappy Bird where you play as a goat, and it is super tough. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. It is a lot less forgiving than Flappy Bird, and getting 10 took me a lot longer than it probably should have. It was still a pretty easy platinum for me and pretty quick, so I'm gonna give it a jolly time. Definitely a game that's like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's not that much to do. I think it took me like 5 or 6 hours to platinum it. We're gonna give it a jolly time. Coming up, we got got Infamous Second Son. Loved this game. This game was super fun. This was my introduction to the world of Infamous, and I really enjoyed the game. It was pretty simple and straightforward. There wasn't really too much to do. I don't think it took me too long to finish it. Getting the platinum was definitely tough, though, because you have to beat it on the hardest difficulty, and I'm pretty sure you have to play the game at least twice, because I'm pretty sure one playthrough you got to do all of like the good choices, and then the other game you got to do a bunch of like bad choices. And I've said this before, man, I don't like having to play through a game multiple times. Even if it changes the gameplay a little bit, it's still the same main story, and that's just not nearly as fun for me. Since you got to play it multiple times, I am going to give it a skosh grindy, just because, again, I don't love having to play a game multiple times, but this was still a great game. Would definitely recommend it. Next up, we got The Sims 4. This was another PS Plus game that I got for free. I looked up a trophy guide, and I saw that you could mod it and get the platinum for it in like an hour. And I had never played a Sims game before, and so I remember playing it for like 20 minutes, and then I was bored out of my mind, and I was like, I just want this platinum, bro. I'm gonna look up a guide. So yeah, nothing against all of you Sims enjoyers, but this is a pretty forgettable platinum for me. We're gonna put it there. Next up, we got Adam's Venture Origins. This game and the next game are two games that I bought, I think because I looked up games with a lot of gold. I was super obsessed with getting like my trophy level as high as I could. So I looked up games with like the most gold trophies, and this was like 99 cents. I don't really remember that much about it. I think there's some kind of like trophy hunting aspect to it. It's got a super high platinum rate, so it must be pretty easy to do it. I don't know if I looked up a guide for this or if I just played through it, but like 10 gold trophies, I will take that every day of the week. I'm pretty sure it was a quick platinum, but I couldn't tell you anything about the story. It's super forgettable, and we'll just we'll leave it at that. Same with this next game, bro. Defunct. Pretty sure you play as like this Wall-E type drone on a wheel, and you like race through these courses. I have a slight memory of this game, and it was actually pretty fun. There was a decent amount of like challenge to it, because you got to do stuff with like the time trials, and I think there are like collectibles that you have to pick up. Again, I'm pretty sure I just picked up this game because it was like less than $1 to buy it, but otherwise pretty forgettable. This one was actually a little bit more fun. Or like a little more memorable than the other ones, but still, I got it because it was cheap. It was a simple platinum. We're going with that. I'm really excited because now we're getting into like adult Bassy, where I was old enough to like buy my own games because I had a job. So now we're getting to like some pretty intentional games that I wanted to platinum. For example, let's talk about We Happy Few. I was so excited when this game was going to come out because I heard that it was kind of like the next BioShock. It is a super cool idea for a story where there's like this whole world where people have to take this pill called joy that like makes them happy and brainwashed, and you're trying to kind of like break out of that but also blend in. It's just a super cool world, a super cool idea for a story. But I remember the gameplay being really buggy and it just being a really big letdown playing through it. It was one of those things where it was like a really cool idea but just really bad execution. I wanted to like this game so bad. I got all the trophies and everything for it. I don't think it was that hard to platinum. You had to find the collectibles, beat the game, and again, I think you could like manually save, so all of this stuff like without murdering anybody, like all this stuff wasn't really terribly difficult. I think I would still recommend this game, especially if you like BioShock, because it was kind of like that. Like again, I wanted to like it so much, but I didn't love how the story was told, but it was still a really cool idea. I'm kind of torn on where I want to put this game. I think I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it in the skosh grindy. Like I wanted to like this game so much, but it was a little bit grindy for the platinum and not a super good experience, even though I really wanted it to be, so we're gonna put it here. Next up, we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I'm pretty sure this is my first ever game I played on my PS5, and it was an absolute masterpiece. It's the newest installment with Ratchet & Clank, where we get Rivet, another Lombax, and it's just super fun. The gameplay is amazing. The visuals are absolutely breathtaking. Plus, it's just got that like Ratchet & Clank magic, bro. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a fun time. Getting the platinum is just like any other Ratchet & Clank game. You basically got to find everything on all the different worlds, do a couple random like combat specific challenges. 9% though, it's a pretty common platinum for people that played it, and it's definitely worth it. This game is amazing, and we're gonna put it in the absolute cinema category. I remember it looking absolutely stunning, and it's a fun time. You gotta play it if you haven't already. Next up, we got Marvel's Spider-Man. I got to play through this game over on our Basilisk Plays YouTube channel, and it was so good. What can I say that hasn't already been said about this game though, bro? I don't think there's any game I've been more satisfied in just moving around the city than I was swinging through New York. It was so good. And even though I already know the whole Spider-Man story, bro, I still shed some thug tears at the end of this game, bro. It's just so good. I got all the DLC trophies and stuff for this game too. Super worth it. There are a couple like random things that you have to do, but for the most part, platinuming this game, you just got to play through it on any difficulty and then just clean up all of the districts, and you're probably going to get the platinum. I love it when games have their platinum structured, that you basically just play the game and do everything that it offers and you'll get the platinum. That's what this game feels like, and I'm going to give it absolute cinema. I really really enjoyed it. I don't know if I would, you know, donate a non-vital organ, but it's still a great game. Absolutely loved it, and it deserves its top marks. Just like this next one, bro, we got Miles Morales. This is another banger game, and my biggest complaint with it is that it's just too short. I still loved playing through it, bro. I loved playing as Miles, and even though you play in like the same city, it still just feels different. It's got a different twist on it, and it's just super, super fun. I think I was able to finish this game in like 4 or 5 hours and get the platinum like an hour or two later. It's really structured similarly to the first one, where you just finish the game and then you do a couple random cleanup things and you'll have the platinum. But it's got everything that I loved from the first game, man. You swing through the city, you do all the combat, the story. It's just got all of that exaggerated swagger of a blast. I loved everything about getting this platinum. You do have to play through it again on New Game Plus, but again, it's a super quick game. You can probably speed run it in like 4 hours. Super good game. I'm gonna put it right next to the first game. I guess it's gonna go on the bottom, but it's still absolute cinema. Loved Miles Morales. Up next, we got Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is another staple game of my childhood. I love SpongeBob, and I loved playing this game. I think on my PlayStation 2. It's super fun, really lighthearted, doesn't take itself too seriously, man. There's just not much to say other than this game is just everything that it wanted to be. You make your way through Bikini Bottom. There's a little bit of a story to it, but for the most part, you're just going around enjoying the characters and finding all the collectibles. That's most of the challenge for the Platinum Trophy. You find all the golden spatulas, get 100% completion, Patrick socks, basically all just different collectibles in the game. It is a little bit grindy from a trophy hunting standpoint, but I love the game. I don't feel like it was unnecessarily grindy, so I'm going to give it a jolly time. I think I platinumed this game in like under 20 hours, so not terrible. Definitely recommended it, and it hit the nostalgic spot for me, especially as a SpongeBob fan. Up next, we got Days Gone. I'm a self-proclaimed Days Gone fan. I love this game so much. I think it's extremely underrated. This was one of the first games I played over on our second channel. Look at little Bassy there, bro. Doesn't he just look adorable? This is another post-apocalyptic game, though, where you play as Deacon St. John, who is a biker, and he loses his wife by getting separated during like a zombie apocalypse, and the whole game is like you trying to like track down what happened to her while also surviving in this wasteland of the Pacific Northwest. It's just super good. The story is really fun for this game. There's a lot to do, man. You can put like 30-40 hours into this game just in the story. I'm also biased because I got one of my favorite birthday presents ever. I got like a Vimeo video from the main actor of this game making a shout out for me. It was so cool.
Dude, thank you so much for doing a blind playthrough of Days Gone. Thank you for this is your Christmas gift to me, and then back to you. So
the platinum for this game really isn't that tough, though. The rarest trophies are just for doing things that you wouldn't do naturally, but when you see the trophy and you try to do it, it's not that hard. Otherwise, you're just trying to pretty much 100% the world. You don't even have to 100% it. You just have to find 75% of the collectibles, but there are different camps, so you have to like raise your standing in, and when you do that enough, you'll get the trophy for it. I'm really torn on where to put this game, bro. I really want to put it at the top just with the story of it. And oh gosh, dude, like the sound, I'm doing it. It's my list. Screw it. I really do enjoy the story for it. I remember listening to the soundtrack of that game, like the opening theme that I'm gonna play right now as I'm saying this. I remember listening to that all the time as I was playing through the game, bro. It was so good. It's so hard because I probably prefer some of these games to Days Gone, but I don't know, man. I'm feeling it right now. I'm putting it there. We got another banger up next, bro. God of War Ragnarok. There are not a lot of games out there where I like the sequel more than the original game, but this is one of those games. Call it a hot take. I think both of those games are masterpieces, but I think Ragnarok just edges out the original God of War, or 2018 God of War. Start to finish, bro, this game had me on the edge of my seat, absolutely smiling from ear to ear. Everything about this game is just so well made. I love how Kratos like addresses his fate. I love how Atreus is growing up and maturing, and the path that he takes with Odin. It just feels really natural. Storytelling is phenomenal. It looks amazing. It just feels like it took everything about God of War 2018 and it just raised it to the next level. It's just like the original God of War when it comes to the Platinum Trophy. You basically just gotta do everything and find anything, but you can play it on any difficulty that you want. You don't have to make it super hard on yourself. You can play it on easy if you want. I gotta put it at the top tier next to the 2018. I can't put it lower if I like it more than 2018. Again, I love both those games. I absolutely love Ragnarok. I can't wait for whatever they do next, bro. I'm super excited to see what they do with Atreus or Loki, or if they don't include him at all and it's just more Kratos. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's going at the top. We're starting to enter the home stretch here. Next up, we got The Walking Dead. We're talking about the Telltale version here, and as I'm making this video, bro, forget what I said about The Wolf Among Us. This is by far my favorite Telltale game of all time. Holy smokes, man. This game made me feel things that I had not felt in a long time, especially that first and that last season, bro. Both of those seasons were so emotional. They hit so hard. Oh my goodness. Plus, the Platinum Trophy is really straightforward. You just, again, you play through the game and you get the Platinum Trophy at the end, regardless of how you play it out. The ending of the final season of this game, I think, is always going to be a core memory for me, bro. This was probably one of my favorite games of all time when it comes to the story. I love it. It's got to go top tier for me. I love Clementine. I love Lee. This game is incredible, and I gotta get it at the top. Let's keep going though, man. We got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This is another game I got to play through on our Bastil's Plays channel, and as a pretty like entry-level Star Wars fan, I really enjoyed it. I didn't feel super lost in the world. Again, not knowing a lot about Star Wars, I feel like the game outlined it pretty well, and it was just super satisfying playing as Cal. I loved the different side characters too, man, with Grease and Seer. It was just a good time. I do remember the platinum being pretty grindy though, mainly because of trying to like navigate the world. I'm pretty sure you had to like 100% all of the different planets, and exploring them with the navigation was just like absurdly difficult. It felt super obscure and hard to like navigate the planet. I don't know. It was just really grindy, and it felt really difficult. This game still had one of my favorite moments of all time, especially with Darth Vader, bro. Like just the breathing at the end, bro. Like what an iconic villain. This game is amazing, and I gotta put it towards the top. We're gonna put it in absolute cinema. Very fun game. Next up, we got Hogwarts Legacy. I feel like everybody and their mama was talking about this game when it first came out, man. I feel like everybody was playing it. It had the gaming community in a chokehold. And to an extent, I definitely thought that it was worthwhile. It was a super fun game. I really like the story of it too, as you're kind of playing through it. And everybody just wants to explore Hogwarts, man. It's fun to be able to kind of choose your own house, get to explore Hogwarts and all that stuff that we've seen in the movies. It's really cool to be able to kind of experience it yourself. If I remember right though, I remember the platinum being super tedious. You had to do all the collections, and I don't know if I remember exactly correctly, but I remember having to go all over the world, spending like 20 hours after I finished the story to get it. It was a little hard. Maybe not hard, but just super like capital G grindy. That's hard to say with a congested face, but you know how serious I am. I was saying grindy. Still a really fun time. I think it took me like 60 hours to get this platinum though, so I'm gonna put it in a jolly time, mainly because it's a little too grindy for me to be able to put it up top here, so I'm gonna knock it down just one level. Still a great game. Would absolutely recommend it if you haven't played it. Up next, we got Spider-Man 2. I feel like this game has been getting a lot of hate lately on social media, mainly just like Twitter. But I don't know. I think this is still a great game. I think I still prefer the original Spider-Man to the other two, but this game is still amazing, especially the web slinging. I feel like they did a really good job when it comes to upgrading the navigation. Introducing the wings was just amazing, and I really liked how they balanced both characters, even though I felt like Miles had a really minor role in the game, which kind of makes sense, I guess, since it's like Spider-Man 2. It's not like Miles Morales 2, you know, it's supposed to be about Peter. But man, I felt like it was like 90% Peter and then like 10% Miles, and some of the characters just felt like a little out of place. I don't know, it was just a little weird. I wish we could have gotten like a little more Venom. Like we were supposed to get like 19 inches of Venom, but I feel like we only got Venom in like the last couple hours of the game. I wish we could have had him more as a villain instead of Kraven. I still loved platinuming this game though. It was really not that hard. It's just like the first two games are really getting the platinum just means doing everything in the game, by like beating all the missions, finding all the district, like upgrading all the districts and stuff like that. It was pretty straightforward and really not that difficult. I gotta put it right up there with the other ones, man. I loved Spider-Man 2, absolute cinema. Obviously, I have my critiques of it, but I still feel like it is an amazing game. Well worth its flowers and absolute cinema. Oh, baby. Now we got The Last of Us Part 1. Love this game, bro. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one because I obviously covered it with The Last of Us Remastered, but the great thing about this game, the remake on the PS5, is that there are no multiplayer trophies. So really all you have to do is find all the optional conversations, the artifacts, but it's all campaign focused. This is super nice because there aren't any multiplayer trophies, and I don't think there are any difficulty trophies either, so you can play on easy if you wanted to and make the game a lot easier. This one I have to put up at the top, bro. Just as a story, I would give anything to be able to forget this game and play through it again. I love The Last of Us Remastered, but it's got that multiplayer aspect to it. But this game, from a trophy hunting standpoint, is perfect. It's a great game. I gotta put it at the top. Up next, we got Ghost of Tsushima. This is another banger game, bro. I love Sucker Punch games. They made the Sly Cooper games, if I'm remembering my like developers correctly. This is probably the most stunning game I've ever played with visuals. I remember going to different places in this world and just seeing the pop and the way they used color, dude. It just made my jaw hit the floor. I also just love the story in this game. I love this idea of like doing what's right and honorable versus doing what has to be done to like save the people that you care about. It just feels very real for Jin, and the characters in the game that surround him just feel very rich and deep with like conflict and just, I don't know, but it feels like The Witcher 3, where it's not just like an open world for the sake of being open world, but like the other stuff feels like intentional and there's depth to it, and it's just super good. The gameplay is super satisfying, like the sword play, the archery, everything that you can do is just, the Platinum Trophy is also super straightforward. You basically just gotta do everything in the world, like liberate all the strongholds or whatever they're called, and find all the collectibles and stuff, and to do a couple like random things in different areas on the map. Man, this game is incredible though. I'm super excited for Ghost of Yote that comes out in a couple weeks after I'm making this video. I gotta put this at the top. This is one of my favorite games that I think I've ever played, especially on PlayStation. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna put it at the top. Next up, we got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. In my opinion, this is another game that's like better than the prequel. I like this one a lot more than Fallen Order. This game is definitely a lot bigger than the last one, which is good from like a story standpoint because there's more to do. There's more story. I love like the plot twist and the story, how it unfolds at the end. But if a game is good, I want there to be more of it, man. I want to do more stuff. I want to have a lot more content to enjoy. But from a trophy hunting perspective, this game was really frustrating because some of the worlds were absolutely massive, and trying to figure out all the different ways to like find and like 100% the planets was just impossible. This game was a lot harder to platinum than the last one, but it was still a ton of fun. Some of the stuff that you got to do isn't like that hard. So overall, I think I'm going to put it next to the prequel at Absolute Cinema. Really fun game. Just some absolutely massive planets that make the cleanup a lot harder than it probably needs to be. I feel like I put like 20 hours into this game after I beat it to try and get like the cleanup trophies that you needed, which is just a little tough. Still a great game though. I think it deserves its spot in Absolute Cinema. Next up, we got Hollow Knight. This is another one of those games that's probably one of my favorites of all time, probably like a top 3 game. And how can you not love Hollow Knight, bro? Especially if you're into like Dark Souls type games or just games that are like challenging. Plus, it just looks absolutely stunning. The gameplay is super satisfying. You move nice and quickly. In the combat, you're slashing, you're dodging, you're taking down bosses. It's just an absolute masterpiece. This is probably the game that I'm the most proud of myself for platinuming out of all 113 games, mainly because of the final Pantheon. I talked about this in a previous video that I made about like the hardest platinum trophies that I have or that people out there can earn, and this one's got to be up there, man. In case you haven't played it, the last Pantheon is basically this series of boss fights where you fight every single boss in the game back to back, and if you ever die, you start all the way over. Anyway, it is super difficult, and it is one of my proudest trophies I've ever earned. This game is absolutely amazing. Plus, Silk Song just got announced, and I'll be doing a playthrough of that, and I'll be making a video of it here on the channel, assuming that I can get the platinum trophy for it. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. Otherwise, I love Hollow Knight. Like I said, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's got to go at the top, bro. I would donate any of my non-vital organs to erase my memory of this game and platinum it again. Let's keep going, man. We got Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. I don't really know why I platinumed this game. I don't know if it was free or like what made me do this, because I platinumed it on my own just for fun. But it was a pretty tough game to platinum, man. It took a long time. It's not really hard, but it was pretty grindy. It's still super fun. Obviously, it's like a pretty simple, straightforward Lego game where you got to get through all these levels. You're playing as Batman and a bunch of other different DC characters trying to get through the story. A lot of the trophies that you got to get are for doing like specific things when it comes to like the characters that you're setting or stuff like that. But for the most part, platinuming this game means that you got to find like all the collectibles. You got to get a bunch of studs. You got to buy all the red bricks, all the stuff that a Lego game usually requires of you. It was a fun time, but it definitely felt grindy at points. So I am going to put it in the skosh grindy category. This is where I'd probably put like almost every Lego game that I've played. They're super fun, but there definitely gets to a point where I'm like, I'm ready to be done with this, but I want that platinum. Pretty grindy. Still a fun time though. I think it deserves its spot. We officially have one row left, bro. Let's keep going. We got another Crab's Treasure. This was the first video I made on this channel when it comes to an individual platinum essay. It looks like a super innocent Souls-like game on the outside, but dude, it is super hard. It's a pretty simple idea. You play as a crab who loses his shell, so you kind of dive into the depths of the ocean to try and recover it, facing bosses and stuff like that along the way. There's kind of like a separate story about like this gunk that's like polluting the people people and stuff. But for the most part, you're using your little fork and you're fighting big bad bosses. Platinuming this game is pretty straightforward, even if it is tough. You basically got to find every shell, upgrade all your stuff all the way, and then you got to find every single like helmet and collectible, and you got to defeat every boss. I would say it's got a relatively high platinum percentage at like 4.5%. It's not super rare, but it's also not, I guess it's not like super common. Definitely took a lot out of me though. I loved the video that I made about this game, playing through it. It was super fun. I loved the game. It was a really satisfying experience too, even if it was super difficult. I don't know how a lot of other people feel about this game, but I am going to put it in absolute cinema. I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was really satisfying getting through some of the bosses. I would say I feel pretty similarly to like Bloodborne about it, where it's just a fun Souls-like that's satisfying to beat. And I don't know, it's just a good game. Next up though, we got Celeste. This is another game that is super challenging, but very, very satisfying. This is probably one of the best platformers ever made, where you play as this girl who you can name whatever you want. I think I named my character Roach because I had just finished The Witcher 3. Anyway, it's a super fun game. You're trying to get to the top of this mountain, but there are also these really cool themes of like depression and mental health and self-esteem that really kind of get fleshed out as you're playing through the game. But the majority of it comes to trying to make your way through these levels, and the gameplay is by far the best part about the game. There are a lot of levels that are super challenging, each in their own way, and obviously to get the platinum, you're gonna need to get through every level. Not only that, but to get the platinum, you gotta do all of like the bonus levels. You gotta get a 1-up, which is just like a complicated thing that you gotta do that I'm not gonna explain. But yeah, you find all the collectibles, you do all the bonus levels, but some of them are super brutal, man. Some of the levels in this game are super tough, but it's still super fun, and it's an absolute masterpiece. I don't know if it's enough that I want to like forget the game, but it's still really good. I think this is an easy, absolute cinema tier. If you haven't played this game, you really need to. I can't believe I had gone so long. I think I played in this game like a year ago. Great game, would absolutely recommend it. Next up, we got Call of Duty World War II. I played this game in college, so this was like 9 years ago, and I got like all of the trophies except for like 6, and then I platinumed this game like a handful of months ago to officially get the platinum for it. But it is super fun. It's much more like a traditional Call of Duty platinum that I talked about when we were talking about NW Remastered, where you got to get trophies in like the campaign and multiplayer and zombies. When I came back to this game, I needed a couple multiplayer trophies and I think some zombies trophies as well, because I remember having to do like a zombies trophy where you have to survive in the prologue, which was super difficult. A couple other random trophies in zombies, but then I know that there was also a multiplayer trophy where you have to prestige, and that was super tough, mainly because I grinded this like 10 years after the game came out, where it was just, I feel like the lobbies were like all hackers, and there were like a total of like 10 people queuing the game. So maybe this was just because this is when I played it, but this was I'm kind of torn between these two. I'm gonna call it a little bit grindy, mainly because I think just I tried to platinum it at a bad time. If I had really gotten the platinum in college, it might have been a little bit better, because this was still a really fun game. Just grinding the multiplayer trophies 10 years after it came out was just not a very fun time. Still a good game though, just a little grindy. Next up, we got Telltale's The Expanse. This is one of the newer games by Telltale that I really enjoyed. I think it's based on a TV show, which I have not seen at all, but I really enjoyed the game. This is a really fun space themed game where you're kind of playing as like this ship captain, and there's like this super rare material that you come across that you kind of got to protect. I might be butchering that, but I remember really enjoying it. I thought it was a fun game. It was just like any other Telltale game where you make decisions that feel really significant. You try to keep people alive and you get the best ending. The platinum for this game is a little bit tougher than other Telltale games because you have to do specific things, which obviously means that you need to make specific decisions, and you have to find all the like collectibles and stuff like that in the different episodes. There aren't that many episodes, so I don't really think that's that hard, but again, it's a little bit harder than other Telltale games where you just got to play through it to get the platinum. Still a really fun game though. I would absolutely recommend it. We're going to put it into jolly time with the other Telltale games. Absolutely recommend it. Think you can make a really good weekend out of this and have just a jolly time. Black Myth Wukong. This is another early video I made on the channel going through the game and getting the platinum trophy. This might be a hot take, but I really wish this game would have gotten Game of the Year in 2024. It's another Souls-like game where you play as a monkey trying to inherit all of these different senses of the original Sun Wukong. It's based on Chinese mythology, but all you really got to know for the game is that you're walking your way through the worlds and you're trying to take down big bad bosses. The gameplay in this game was phenomenal though. I loved the combat. It looked stunning, and I loved everything about this game. It was an absolute grind to platinum though. If I remember right, I think I had to play through this game fully like 3 or 4 different times, because a lot of the trophies in this game that you had to do were based on like character quest lines, and to do that you had to do like specific things in every chapter in order to get like the quest line finished at the end, and I just messed it up a couple times. So I'm pretty sure I had to play like 3 full playthroughs of the game, which was tough, especially in a Souls-like game where you have to get through the game by beating bosses. Even though I don't like playing through a game multiple times, I really liked Black Myth Wukong. I'm going to put it in absolute cinema. I saw that they just released like a trailer for the next game in this franchise that they're making. I'm super excited for it. Love this game. Absolute cinema. Next up, we got the PS5 version of Skyrim. There's not really too much to say for this platinum that's different from the PS3 version of Skyrim. The hardest trophies are for finding the Daedric artifacts, getting the bounties. It's really a pretty similar experience to the PS3 version. So I feel like we got to put it in the same category. Again, really not that much different from it. Great game, super grindy. Probably took me like 40, 50 hours to platinum it, but it's an iconic game. It's a masterpiece. We got to put it here. Next up, we got Outer Wilds. I know I'm in the minority on this, but I did not love this game. It's definitely not a bad game, but I remember going into this game, I heard so many people that were like, this game changed my life. This game was like revolutionary. It's the greatest game ever. And again, like it's not a bad game. Like I enjoyed it, but it just, I don't know, it just wasn't my favorite experience. There were points where it just felt like unnecessarily difficult to figure out how to progress in the game. It's very, very like on your own having to solve it. And I just didn't really love that. I'll admit, maybe I just need more hand holding when it comes to games, but I don't know. I didn't love my experience with this game. The tough part about this too was that I'm pretty sure finishing the game, I only had like 2 trophies. I'm pretty sure a lot of the trophies in this game I got like after the fact, because you had to like complete the ship log. You had to do a bunch of random stuff that I didn't do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I finished the game and I only had like 3 or 4 trophies. The rest of them didn't really take that long at all, though. This one was super hard. We had to manually fly to the sun station. I'm not going to explain it, but you just had to come in on this like really fast orbit. Anyway, super tough. I'm kind of torn between these middle 2 tiers where like I feel like it's a really good game, so I should put it higher. And like it didn't take me a long time to platinum it, so like is it like a skosh grindy? We'll put it in a jolly time. It's a good game. I feel like I should give it its flowers. It was a little bit grindy, but I don't know. I don't know what it was that I didn't really love about this game. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you've played it and you like it, but I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't for me. Next up, we got Fall Guys. I can't lie. I kind of stumbled onto this platinum trophy because I downloaded it so that I could play it with some buddies that were coming over so we could game together. But I like exclusively played Fall Guys on my PC. So like 90% of these trophies I got automatically because my Epic was linked from my like PC to my PlayStation. So I got like 90% of these trophies like accidentally. I think the only one I had to grind was like unlocking 50 items from the store because there are only like 3 or 4 that are open like each day at the store. So I'd like check back into the game once a day to get it, but I already had the resources. It was pretty easy. So I don't know. I got this kind of accidentally. I wasn't really trying for it, but it is kind of hard. I guess I'll give it like a skosh grindy. I don't know. Like it was pretty tough. Some of the trophies are tough, but like I wasn't trying for it. I played the game a lot with friends because I really enjoyed it, but I guess it is kind of grindy to get some of the trophies. So I guess we'll put it here. Next up, we got A Quiet Place. Loved this game. This is another game I made a playthrough of on the Let's Play channel and I made a breakdown of here on this channel. If you've seen the movies, you basically understand the idea. There are these monsters that kind of crash onto Earth that cannot see, but they rely completely on sound. And you play as this girl who realizes that she's pregnant and tries to survive, who also has asthma, so you got to struggle with like these asthma attacks that she gets. It's a really cool story, and I loved the gameplay elements with like the asthma attacks and like how you sneak and maneuver around the monsters. Getting the platinum trophy is not that bad. You have to find all the collectibles and you do have to beat the game on hard. You also have to do different like challenges and activities. There are speedrun elements where you have to do different aspects of the game in certain amounts of time. Overall though, nothing too challenging, especially if you're following a guide that shows you where all the collectibles are. Definitely a fun game. I'll give this I'll put this at a jolly time. I would definitely recommend it if you haven't played it. I don't know if it's anything like super special, but still a big fan. Definitely worth your time if you have like a weekend or you want to get into a new game. Next up, we got Cyberpunk. Especially because I make so much platinum content, I try to always have a game that I enjoy on my own to play at my own pace where I'm not making any videos of it or footage or anything like that. And this game was everything for me with that. I played this game completely on my own, going at it in my own pace, not really looking at a trophy guide or anything. And it definitely was worth it. This is probably another like top 5, top 10 game all time for me. CD Projekt Red just knows how to make good games, so especially after they cleaned up all the bugs and everything off launch. I really didn't have any bugs or anything when I played through it a few months back. The DLC for this game is incredible as well. It's a super cool story with a super scary mission towards the end, bro. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. That last mission really kind of like creeped me out. The platinum trophy is a little bit of a grind. I remember you have to get a bunch of different endings in the game, and that can be tricky because there are some decisions that you have to make as you're playing through to like trigger those endings. All of it was super worth it though. I loved exploring Night City and just doing everything in the world. I loved all the characters. I love the gameplay. It was just super satisfying. I'll admit, man, this is another like top tier game for me that I wish I could forget, I'm gonna put it at the top. I loved platinuming this game and the DLC. I wish I could go back and do it again. I think there's even like a PS4 version, and I have the PS5 platinum, so maybe one of these days I'll go back through and I'll get the platinum trophy for it on the PS4. But this is an outstanding game, deserves all of its flowers, and it's going at the top. Next up, we got Oblivion Remastered. This is another game that I actually live streamed on the channel. I tried to platinum it in 7 days, or I said that I would shave my head. I had never played it before, and it was super fun to get to enjoy a new Elder Scrolls game besides Skyrim, which I had played like 10 times. I absolutely binged this game though, obviously trying to platinum it in 7 days. I was putting in like 12-hour days trying to get this platinum, and it really was a pretty easy platinum. You basically just got to complete all the quest lines. That's like 90% of the trophies is just finishing the quest lines for all the different like guilds and stuff like that in the game. Loved Oblivion Remastered. I don't know if I would say it's absolute cinema. I kind of go back. I'm kind of going back and forth here. I don't think I can put it above Skyrim, so I'm going to put it in a jolly time. It was definitely less of a grind than Skyrim. It was a lot shorter of a platinum, but I think I like Skyrim as a game a little bit more, so I'm going to put it here. Next up, we got the original Ratchet and Clank. Again, I said I was thinking about making a video platinuming every single Ratchet and Clank game, so I thought it'd be fun to go back and play the very first one. It is definitely my least favorite experience playing a Ratchet and Clank game. It's super old, obviously, because it's the first game. I think it came out in like 2002. It plays super rough. I had a lot of bugs when I played through it, and some of these trophies are super difficult, mainly getting 1,000,000 bolts. Thankfully, there was like this like glitch that you can do where you can kind of like farm bolts overnight, so I literally like taped down my controller to get this trophy. And if you've played the game, you know how absurd it is to get 1,000,000 bolts. I can't believe that 7% of people have gotten this trophy, because it is just an insane amount of bolts. I was able to AFK the trophy though, so I'm not going to put it in the great tier. It was very like this. It's teetering on the why did I do this to myself, but I was able to AFK it. Not that bad. Super grindy though. I heavily prefer the other Ratchet and Clank games to it, but it's still a Ratchet and Clank game. It's a fun time. We'll just put it in this category. Next up, we got Mind's Eye. This game came out this year in 2025, and I kind of named it as like the worst game of the year, mainly because there were just a lot of bugs and stuff when it dropped, and it was just overall not received well at all. I enjoyed making a playthrough of it and making a video out of it for the channel though. I thought it was a pretty fun game. It was a pretty quick platinum, and I don't know, it was like kind of open city, but also linear. Like, I don't know, it was a weird game. It's still a cool story though. You play as like this ex-soldier with like this futuristic like alien technology, and it's kind of taking over your mind, but you're trying to figure out where it came from, all while there's like this military corporation going after you and the technology. It was a pretty cool story. I think it was just executed really badly. The platinum was really easy for this game though. I didn't even really look up a trophy guide for it. I just played through the game, and then when I finished it, I had like 2 trophies that I had to clean up. It was really easy because there's like chapter select, so you can go back, do whatever missions you need to do for cleanup. It was really easy. This is honestly a pretty boring game. If I didn't platinum it like 3 months ago, I don't think I could tell you what this is about. I'm gonna put it in the boring category. I'm pretty sure 6 months from now, you ask me to tell you about this game, I will have no idea what to tell you. It's pretty forgettable, and I don't know if I would really recommend it. 5 games left though. Up next, we got Immortals Phoenix Rising. This was like the personal like no content game that I played after I finished Cyberpunk, and it was pretty fun. It's a Greek mythology type game where you play as this hero and you try to save the gods from this big bad villain. You're just basically exploring the world of Greece with all the different gods and goddesses. A lot of the gameplay is styled after like Breath of the Wild and those kinds of games, and it was really fun. The gameplay is definitely what shines, because like 90% of this game is traveling the open world and like fighting enemies and that kind of stuff. The platinum was a really big grind though. You have to do everything in this game, and it's just, if you've played it, you understand the grind. There is so much to do. I think this game took me like 50 or 60 hours to platinum, and it got pretty repetitive at points, but it was still like kind of fun, I guess. Heavy on the grind, but I am going to put it in a skosh grindy. Big grind, but still, like, I enjoyed it enough that I don't want to give it like bad critiques, so I think we're going to put it here. 4 games left, bro. Up next, we got Astrobot. This was one of my most recent videos platinuming on the channel when we got Astrobot, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. Literally just made me feel like a kid again, bro. It was just so fun. There's so much joy in all the levels. It's just super satisfying and just very simple. You make your way through all these different levels trying to rescue all of these bots. A lot of them are like specific characters from PlayStation franchises. The gameplay is just perfect. It's a very well polished game, and it's just everything that you want it to be in like a classic kids game to PlayStation fans. I think this game took me a total of like 15 hours to platinum. It was really simple. There are a lot of like specific things that you have to do for trophies that I did have to look up a guide for, where you just have to like interact with different like specific characters and doing certain things and stuff like that. None of it is hard, and it was all really easy, especially when you look up the guide and you learn what you got to do. This game was great. I think I have to put it in absolute cinema. I don't know if I want to like forget it, but still, it's a phenomenal game. I still wish Wukong would have gotten Game of the Year. I think I liked it a little bit more. Astrobot was definitely still a ton of fun, and I'm really glad that I was able to platinum it. Up next, we got Dredge. This is a really fun indie game where you play as like this fisherman who goes into this like town, like sea village. I don't know how to explain it. You go around and catch different types of fish, all while trying to explore this random mysterious story that's going on, and kind of like this monster that's killing different people and stuff like that. It's a very satisfying game. It is a bit of a grind to platinum though, because you have to catch all the different fish in the game and the aberrations, which are like the varieties of the species of fish. It's a very gameplay driven experience. The story is like okay, but the fun from the game definitely comes from like finding the different fish, trying to navigate the different islands, and like escaping the monsters and stuff like that. Definitely would recommend this game if you've never played it. The platinum's not that bad. I will definitely say this is a jolly time. It's a little bit of a grind, but I enjoy this game a lot. I think it deserves a spot here. 2 games left. We got Doki Doki Literature Club. This game messed me up, bro. If you have never played this game, you gotta fast forward like 30 seconds so that you don't get this game spoiled for you. But holy smokes, man, what is this game? It was free on PlayStation Plus, which is why I played it, and I didn't look up a trophy guide or anything because I wanted to play through it myself, because I had heard that it was like this insane experience, and it 100% delivered, bro. I was like, I was seriously messed up like a week after I platinumed this game. Again, I'm not really gonna spoil it, but you're in this literature club with these different characters, and it just takes some insane turns, man. That's all I can say about it. Getting the platinum trophy is kind of tough because you have to achieve 100% data collection, which means that you basically have to find every line of dialogue and do everything in the game. It can be a little tedious, but if you're following a guide like I did after I finished the game, it's really not that bad. There are definitely some tough trophies that you have to get that comes down to making different decisions as you're playing through your game. Overall, I think this fits very nicely into the why did I do this to myself, mainly because the game was just that like emotionally jarring, bro. I cannot get over how that game made me feel. Great experience. If you have thick skin, I would highly recommend it. I will never forget that game, and so it's almost like a good why did I do this to myself, not like a bad way. It was just, I don't know, just an insane game. Finally, my most recent platinum, number 113, is Ape Escape. I just got this platinum on the channel because I want to do a challenge, like a video where I platinum a game from every generation of PlayStation, and I just got our PlayStation 1 platinum last week, which is Ape Escape. I never played anything about this game. I didn't know anything about it until I played through Astrobot, and there was that whole like bonus level that was dedicated to Ape Escape. It's pretty fun though. It's really straightforward. You basically run around these different levels trying to save these apes that are kind of like mind controlled, and they're escaping through time, and you gotta like rescue them and stuff like that. Some of the levels in it though were actually super tough, and it did tilt me a little bit because I was trying to platinum it in one day, and some of these levels were really frustrating. The platinum trophy though is really easy. You don't even need to do everything in the game to get the platinum. You just need to like finish it, get like some of the collectibles that are in the game, and then you're honestly going to be set pretty much for all the trophies. It obviously came out on the PlayStation 1 though, and then you definitely feel that it came out on the PlayStation 1. So I am going to put it in the grindy category just because it's old. I didn't really love my time with it, so I think it's going to go there. And there you go. I'm making my camera nice and small. I'm hiding here so you can see all the different games, but take a screenshot. Here's my list of every single game I've ever platinumed. I'm obviously going to platinum a lot more games in the future. I'm like halfway through Dave the Diver right now, which is a phenomenal game. I need you to let me know what you think about the list though. If you have any hot takes, if I seriously messed up, maybe you agree with my list completely because you're smart. I'm begging you though, if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. It helps me grow and hopefully take YouTube's money so I can feed my dog and take care of my family. I've been recording for almost 3 hours. The sun has set like 2 hours ago, so I need to get to editing this. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I really hope you enjoyed the tier list though. If you did, like I said, leave a like, comment any thoughts you have down below, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. For now, that's all I got though. I hope you know that Jesus loves you, and so do I. We'll see you in the next one.